aprender com um convidado especial muito interessante. Para quem já nos acompanha e segue-nos no Instagram, nós hoje fizemos uma story a falar um bocadinho sobre o convidado de hoje, que nos vai apresentar uma técnica de treino muito interessante. Nós já vamos entrar por aí. No entanto, quero desejar a todos muito boa tarde. Espero que esteja toda a gente muito bem desse lado e que quem esteja a ver a repetição, um enorme abraço para essas pessoas que estão aí a ver. Aproveitem já. Se estão a ver live e quiserem comentar no chat, já sabem, têm que subscrever o canal para poderem fazer aí perguntas ao nosso convidado Marco. Então, se vocês depois quiserem interagir aí connosco, já sabem, subscrevam aí o canal para também não perderem nenhuma das nossas novidades e poderem interagir connosco aqui nas nossas lives. E para quem já nos conhece e já sabe como é que é, se gostas do nosso conteúdo, aproveita, deixa já ficar aí o likezinho para que a gente consiga promover este conteúdo a mais pessoas, ok? Portanto, maltinha, espero que toda a gente esteja super entusiasmada porque eu estou, hoje é um dia muito fixe, ok? Quando eu conheci a técnica do As I Do, conheci através da Claudia Fugazza, já em 2018, quando nós estávamos a fazer a cimeira, e estava na minha lista de pessoas para trazermos para a Dog Summit, porque eu achei um tema espetacular, fabuloso, super interessante e estava mesmo entusiasmado no dia em que eu pudesse conseguir interagir com estas pessoas, porque é um tema que me interessa mesmo muito. E muitas das pessoas devem estar aí a achar muito estranho o que é isto do As I Do, faz como eu faço, assim, uma coisa muito estranha, assim, é uma metodologia de treino diferente, mas muito fixe e muito especial. Nós já vamos entrar então um bocadinho aí, que entretanto o nosso convidado já está aqui connosco, já temos pessoal a entrar, é assim mesmo, olá, muito boa noite a todos. Portanto, já sabem como é que é desse lado, nós gostamos muito, mesmo que estejas a ver na repetição, pá, malta, peguem no vosso telefone, façam aí um storyzinho, taguem-nos no Instagram, @talksummit_official, mesmo que estejas a ver repetição, se estiveres aqui a ver em live ainda melhor, fazem um story que é para nós sabermos quem é que vocês são, dar-nos o follow back e também conhecermos um bocadinho quem é que é a nossa audiência. Isto é super importante porque nós queremos mesmo saber quem é que são vocês. Ok, malta? Então, sem mais demoras, porque hoje, como é um dia assim super interessante, eu estou cheio de ânimo aqui para trazer aqui o nosso convidado. Sem mais demoras, vou já trazer então aqui o nosso convidado e a partir deste momento vou começar a falar inglês, ok, malta? Apesar de que o Marco também fala espanhol, mas por motivos de manter isto aqui um bocadinho mais internacional, vamos falar em inglês. Portanto, desde aqui a um minutinho vamos começar a falar inglês, eu vou trazer então aqui o Marco e ele vai-nos contar então um bocadinho sobre o que é isto do As I Do. Marco, are you ready? Are you ready to join? I think he is. Perfect. Vamos por assim. Hello, Marco.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Hello I'm good. I'm here in my country, Mexico, and very happy to be here with everyone to talk about Do As I Do.
Perfect. So, first of all, thank you very much for your time to be here with us. It's an honor to have you here to talk about this team that is so exciting for dog owners and dog trainers and people that love dogs in general. So, we are presenting them with a different, very natural methodology of dog training, which is called Do As I Do. So I was talking in Portuguese. I don't. Did you understood anything that I said? I know that you talk pretty good.
Yeah, I can understand most of what you say for sure. I've been, of course, it's not the same. It sounds a little bit different, but I've been in Brazil when COVID started for 3 months, so I picked up a little bit of Portuguese, a little, not too much.
Perfect. So that's so good to have somebody that can understand us. So, but anyway, we are going to continue talking in English so we can maintain an international kind of way of this live so we can reach more people on YouTube. So we are going to have a good and small conversation about this topic that we both love and we both share our passion, which is dogs, right?
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah.
So
I think passion.
Yes, it is your passion. You want to talk a little bit about it, but before you do, just let us know who is Marco Ojeda and why are you here? So everybody that doesn't know you.
Well, I am a dog trainer since the year 2000, I think 2000, 2002. And I've been working with different methods all through the years until obviously I met Do As I Do and changed a lot of how I do things and how I think about dogs and how I communicate in a way and train them, of course. My goal is to not necessarily just train dogs, but to actually have some sort of conversation and understand them. So then later, of course, I met Dr. Claudia Fugazza.
Yeah.
We can go on a little bit more into that. But I became, let's say, a team member of the Do As I Do team. And together with my colleagues, obviously Dr. Fugazza and Fumi Higaki, we share this knowledge about Do As I Do in social learning all over the world. So to try to get to people to just try something different that is, let's say, a bit more natural in a way of how dogs learn.
Perfect. So I'm just going to share here the screen that you're talking about Dr. Claudia Fugazza. So this is her website from doasido.it. She's from Italy, right?
Yes, she's from Italy.
Talk a little bit about her.
Well, she works at the Family Dog Project, one of the most important ethology research groups in the world. And this is where a lot of the work, obviously, of social learning started. And then later on in depth in the Do As I Do training method.
Perfect. You are here, Marco Ojeda, official Do As I Do training. And there is a little bit of biography about you. I don't think the image loaded, but doesn't matter. So you are here with us and to talk about this amazing theme, which is a completely new way of dogs to learn in, let's say, a more natural way, right?
Yes. Well, dogs are very keen on Do As I Do, and we'll find out a little bit more. Go ahead.
Yeah, we already have here people that saying that they are really excited to hear about this completely different training method. So Marta, she's a member of our community. Hello, Marta. Thank you for being here with us. So we already talked a little bit about you. You're from Mexico. You're a dog trainer. But before we enter in Do As I Do, let's just go a little bit back in time. So first of all, Marco, what do you love the most?
Well, I love dogs. I love working with dogs. But I have a few passions apart from dogs, which is photography and also surfing. These three things complete my life, my day to day. I am constantly thinking and taking photos of dogs, videos of dogs, not necessarily of just family dogs, but I'm also very interested in free roaming dogs, dogs that live free. Maybe in Europe this is not very well known, but over here in Latin America we do have a lot of free roaming dogs, and they are very, very interesting to me because I see many things that are I don't know, maybe resemble of how it used to be when dogs actually became humans' best friends. So
yeah, a little bit. Sorry, can you repeat?
This is something that interests me a lot as well. Perfect. I'm constantly just integrating all things. I see dogs everywhere, and I live by the beach. So I constantly surfing, taking photographs of dogs, talking about dogs, and obviously just enjoying life in general.
So in our perspective, you are living the perfect life. So you're living in a great country with great weather, doing surf on the beach, photography, taking pictures of dogs, always surrounded by dogs. So you're a perfect person, and you are very connected to nature. So I think that's a wonderful thing to be.
Yes. Well, there's perks and there's some things that are difficult, of course, but those come into second plane. And I just think about all the positive things in my life as well.
That's an amazing way to live your life. So I think the next question people might have in their mind is like, okay, so you live in a country where dogs are roaming free. Probably you spend a lot of time watching dogs and reflecting about dogs and taking a look at their ancestry, maybe taking a small thinking on how dogs evolved from wolves and wolf packs, because when they are roaming free, they are more resemble their ancestors than when we are here in Europe, where they are highly domesticated and into the people's homes. So, what made you or motivated you to become a dog trainer in the first place, even before do as I do?
Yes, before I even do as I do. When I was a child, I've always wanted a dog, and I rescued a few dogs against my mother and my father's will. They left me keep them for a little while, and then they would find them homes. But I never, for one thing or the other, I wasn't able to have one of my own. And we later, as a Mexican family, later we went to the States, to the United States, and we lived there for quite some time, for 15 years or so. So
Which
there it
city?
was even more in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yes, great
Yeah,
city.
I lived in Los Angeles for quite a while in different little cities in the Bay Area. But anyways, there never was able to even adopt a dog. When I at 17, I was living by myself already, and I was never able to even adopt a dog. I had different kinds of jobs, but I've always wanted to be a veterinarian or something that had to do with the ocean, but my life went to different routes, and for some reason I wasn't able to. One thing led to another, that I ended up back in Mexico, and my job back then was still doing photography, and it just happened that photography wasn't working for me anymore, and I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just find a easy job to do, and I want to find out more about animals. So I started to work at a vet hospital, and there I met a dog trainer, and then that's when it hit me. That's what I wanted to do. And that's where it was. But back then, that was the old school way of dog training.
Oh, like the aversive way with the
Adversive ways.
punishment.
Yes. Or I mean, more adversive, right? Using collars, which again,
Prong
as
collars
I
or strangle?
both, and even electronic collars, I learned everything. I learned. I went through all these different adversive methods until I started to obviously not be happy at all, and not just this is not what I signed up
This is
for in
not
a
the
way.
way, right? You just started to feel this is not the way.
I found that this is not the only way that dogs can learn, right? But in any ways, I was very naive in that sense, and I started to going into courses and finding out more about other different techniques. And then I found out about positive reinforcement, clicker training. So I also went into everything like this. Um, uh, and then obviously got to do as I do, as I say. So I know, let's say, all the techniques of how to be able to get a behavior from a dog, and I rather now that I found about do as I do, it's more about hands off. That's what I love most about now that I know about dogs' nature, on how they learn, not just by associative learning. That it's just so much easier not to even have to
You have
put
to
my
do
hands
that.
on the dog,
Yeah.
right? So this is what keeps me happy. This is what interests me more about the dog's cognitive abilities. And actually, I worked with Dr. Fugazza in different projects. And then one of the projects was developing a method to actually train puppies with social learning, which is something that we can talk about. We're going to be able to talk about in this master class that we'll have soon.
Yes, we will talk about that in the end. So for those who are watching this live, I hope you are already getting singled up and excited, because this is going to be so much good stuff. We are going to, of course, do a masterclass with this amazing person, Marco Ojeda, for the community of Dog Summit. We already have a date set up. So if you wish to learn a little bit more about this training method, do as I do. Inside Dog Summit community, we are going to have an extensive and intensive, very comprehensive masterclass on this training method, so you can learn it and apply it to your dog. So that's going to be an amazing thing. We already have here people saying hello to you, Marco. So
hello, Cristina.
Exactly. So perfect. My next question for you, Marco, is this. So you already told us a little bit about yourself, what do you do, what do you love, and how did you become, and how did you landed in the dog world. And it's funny that you have similar stories to most of us here in the Dog Summit community, that first started to handle dogs in an aversive way, and then that didn't feel good, and then we started researching a little bit more, and then we found the positive reinforcement. And as you already know a little bit of my story from the past talks and the past calls that we have, so I got really fascinated when I discovered Do As I Do on 2018. That was the first event of Dog Summit, and I had you, Claudia Fugazza, on the line to come here to Portugal. Then COVID hit, so now she has lots of other attendance and events to do, and she said, I have a great person for you. It's called Marco, and he's going to be an amazing person to share a little bit of his secrets. So Marco, tell us a little bit, how did you found Claudia Fugazza?
So this is what I was saying, in this search of finding other ways that there must be existing to not be adversive to dogs, or not just become a treat machine. I knew that
normally everybody that
right?
learns positive reinforcement, it's clicker treats.
Yeah, and there's nothing. Let's say also, please do not get offended. I'm not saying that this is a bad way of training. Okay, I'm just saying that there's more.
Exactly. So now we expanded the minds of people. What? There's more? Yes, there's more, people. There's more, and I'm so excited. Yeah, tell us more.
And then this part, you guys don't have to go. I mean, let's say you guys are gonna have to say, how do you discover Do As I Do, right? So my story, how it happened, was in this search. Suddenly, YouTube, this video came out with this blonde lady doing some actions, like laying down, and then the dog would do it. And then I saw the video, and I used to do French ring. I don't know if you're familiar with these trainings.
French ring? No.
Like French ring, like it's like Mondial ring.
Mondial ring. Yeah, I know what Mondial ring is.
Not Mondial, it's French ring. It's more specific. It's a similar sport. So I thought I knew, like all this top training kind of ways, very ego oriented. Like this thing I'm seeing on the YouTube, this is silly. This doesn't exist. So never finished the video. Let it go. Okay. And then later on, I said, okay, look, this video came out again now, because these search engines start throwing you things after you see something. And I said, and then I saw another video, and then I saw something else. I don't know, an interview. And then it started to make sense to me. It started to tap into, let's say, for when I was a child, that how I actually played with my dogs, right? if you remember when you were a child, and if you had any dog or even interacted with it, with a street dog, dogs follow you and even kind of do the same things to you, right? Like you do. Like you go up on a bench, and then there's the dog. Yes, maybe you can say, well, I had a hot dog or a hamburger on my hands, and this is why the dog followed me. Yes, but it could be something that you were not aware of, and it could have been social learning, which the dog could have also maybe imitated you for some reason. So, anyways, I started to dig in, and finally, I said, you know what? We have to find out a way to. I want to know more, but I'm not going to go to Italy or wherever this seminar. So I said to a colleague, let's organize a seminar with her. So we brought her it was 2017, I think.
That's
we brought
bold.
her.
So you're saying, no, I'm not going to Italy. I'm just going to bring her here.
Yes. Because by that time, I had already also attended another seminar, and somebody had the book. I was very lucky that there was only one book left of the Do As I Do, and I said, hey, look, I have to have it, but somebody else had it, and this person was very nice, a friend of mine, and said, no, look, you can have it. I'll get it again. So I had it. I read the book. The book had a DVD and everything. I was surprised. I was like, no. This is what it is. This is where I want. This is what I want to do, right? So I had already started following the protocol back then to how the book was. So then we were able to bring Claudia, and from there on, we really got to working with her. And since then, I've been working with Dr. Fugazza in different projects that have to do with social learning and memory in dogs as well.
Amazing.
So this is how I discovered, but I was very, very, very not
tenacious.
Impressed at first.
Oh,
well,
okay.
At first I said, like I said, many people, and this is what I find, that many people, this may happen to a lot of people that go into the internet and look at this. That may say, "Oh no, look, this training just
it's a scam, or just like silly videos."
It's a scam, and this is why we actually brought the seminar and then just kept, bringing her up to date. We still do seminars here with her in Mexico to introduce Do As I Do in social learning. Not just in adult dogs with the Do As I Do, but with puppies as well, and also about other cognitive abilities for or how dogs think, of course. So the idea is to expand our world into what dogs can do and what dogs cannot do.
Exactly.
So with Do As I Do, you will be impressed on what is it that you are able to do with your dog. So that was kind of it, how I found out Do As I Do.
And then your whole world changed forever.
It did. It seriously does, because I apply the social learning in a day-to-day life. We're always social learning from other people, from observing people, right? So, you have to know that dogs have social cognitive skills and to learn from humans. They're predisposed to learn from humans. As crazy as that may sound, it is true.
And for people who don't understand what you are saying, social learning. So I've seen a video in a couple of days about a social experiment of people entering an elevator, and there was like a group of people that was the ones that are doing the experiment, and then there was the ones who are being the rats, let's say, the ones that are being tested. And the group of people that were inside the elevator were with the backs towards the door. So normally when you enter the elevator, you enter and then you turn around facing towards the door. So but everybody was inside the elevator facing back towards the door. So they were backwards, that normally people do. And then there was one people that entered and they do the same normal thing that a normal human being does, which is facing towards the door. And then they descend a couple of steps and levels, and a couple of people enter and exit. And when they do the same behavior of entering the elevator and standing with the
Right
back
away.
towards the door. And around the 5th floor, I think, that the elevator stopped, the person that was being tested started to change his behavior, and he started doing the same behavior of standing with the back towards the door. So that's
And the
social
door open.
learning, like
Yes, it
social
can be.
pressure.
It could be. It could be social learning. By the time, if like let's say the the observer is seeing that okay, everybody's
Social
doing
pressure.
this. It could be social facilitation, which not necessarily he's learning something.
Yes.
He's just maybe just inclined to do it because it's a familiar behavior, and then they could actually do it. But with social learning, it's more about learning to do from observing, and it's a bit confusing. And this is why in the master class I will specify what is social learning in depth,
in detail. We already have people here.
In a bit more detail, of course. You know, we're not going to be talking about all of the scientific studies, but it's a good overview, so you will learn about social learning. Social learning is about learning to do and act from the observation of others. So, easy way to put it, it would be something like there's many ways to break an egg, right? So if you learn from your mother if you break an egg with one hand, you will always try with one hand, right?
Exactly.
But that's not the only way. So maybe you'll learn from somebody else to break the egg with two hands.
Exactly.
Or with the spoon.
Exactly.
So that could be a way of social learning, right? You learn socially from observing the action of others. Okay, but with social learning, there's many processes or social learning processes or skills that may be used, like local and stimulus enhancement or goal emulation. Okay, so but imitation can happen or not happen. Okay. So that's a little bit of a sneak peek of what we see. Okay, so there's many social learning processes. Sorry, to learn that you may already have been using with your dog, but you don't know you are using social learning.
Not consciously, right?
Not consciously, but we use it. This is why it's a more natural way and favorite way of dogs to learn from, or how to learn.
That's amazing.
That doesn't mean they don't like. Obviously, that doesn't mean they don't like to train with treats. Okay.
Of course, even if it's a dog that loves food, then that's an amazing way to do it. So every dog is a dog, so we have to always account to that. We already have here people commenting that they have masterclass. Yes, they are very excited. Sandra, she's also a member of our community. Thank you very much, Sandra, for being there. So I think I will just comment on this. When we decide that we want to learn about dogs, we go and we search for knowledge, and same as you and me and everybody, lots of people that are watching this live as well, we go through the more typical aversive type of training, and then we discover there's a more interesting way of learning without pain, and which is called the positive reinforcement, which is already an opening of another universe of interaction with dogs. But then I always say to people, before you knew about positive reinforcement, you knew that there was another way. So you didn't know there was another way, but you kind of knew that might be another way to make dogs learn. But then again, we don't know what we don't know. So do as I do, it's even further than that. So, and that's why it completely blows people's minds how amazing it is and how in depth the relationship with the dog and the tutor intertwines during the training process, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes. Well, I can a little bit explain also what do as I do is.
exactly, yes, that was my next question. What is do as I do?
So do as I do is an advanced training method, but that doesn't mean that let's say people that are not dog trainers cannot do it. They can do it, but it's very easy to make mistakes. So we can guide you obviously, and this is why the first step into do as I do would be to attend this master class. Okay, but do as I do in essence, it's a new way or innovative way or an innovative approach to dog training. And this protocol, this scientific protocol, training protocol, awakens your dog's natural skills. This is very important because as we are humans, we have a different, and me that I work with many people in their homes have different rules for dogs, right? So constantly we are inhibiting a lot of behaviors that are natural to these animals, our best
We
friends,
always
the dog.
say let dogs be dogs, right?
Yes, but we actually don't.
Yeah, yeah,
in
that's true, that's true.
many ways. There we go to the house, and then the dog goes on the couch. The dog goes in on the counters of the kitchen, and this is why I'm saying that we inhibit dogs to not do what we do. Okay, so most of it. So then, when we want the dog to do something like what we do, the dog will says, "No, sorry, you told me not to do it ever, so I cannot do it." Okay,
Yeah,
so
so we have to deconstruct some of the rules that are already in place. That's what you're saying,
exactly,
right?
exactly. Do as I do. What it does, it disinhibits that part, or increases that part, or um, natural way for the dogs to learn from humans. Okay, they're constantly observing us. Actually, if you ever get to read the Dr. Fugazza's "Do As I Do" book, you will hear the story of her dog and the water faucet, which was very sort of like what got her into finding out more about "Do As I Do," because this method obviously it's not new. It came from further back in time, and it was firstly done with chimpanzee. But
Nothing
anyways,
new under the
I'm
sun.
telling you a lot. I'm telling you already a lot, and I shouldn't. But anyways,
It's okay, it's okay.
just think about. There's dogs that have learned to magically open doors, that have learned to magically open the faucet to drink water, magically have opened the refrigerator. Again, there might be a different motivation for sure, but it could have been that the dog had learned through social learning. Okay, imitation is one of those processes or learning processes in social learning. Do
Yeah,
as I
because
do,
if
focus.
as you're doing like opening the door, there's no food yeah, there. So the
Yeah, but there
motivation
could be, there could be other motivations, right?
yes, okay,
But
going outside, of course, yes.
but simply the dog could have learned from observing you opening the door.
Yeah,
Okay, and now
perfect.
it's known that cats do it as well, because
Cats?
that's the most recent study that has been done with do as I do in a cat,
Yeah, I saw
and
some
that was
videos with cats as well, and that's really amazing. Doing the
it's
paws
amazing.
here.
It's amazing, and it takes a lot of patience for sure.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes.
but it can be done, and if people that here that know that have cats, maybe attest to some of those amazing things that, what, how did this cat do that? Well, it could have been through observing you. And this is what I'm saying about why we should actually start with do as I do, or use it more. I'm really impressed that it hasn't really catched on in the dog world. But I'm also, I think it could be that many people try it, but they do make mistakes. And when they make mistakes, they won't advance in the training protocol. So that's why we have seminars trying to instruct dog trainers, and also just people that are dog owners that want to know and do more with their dogs, and integrate fun and make their lives a lot more interesting, right? Also, there's a lot of dogs that are just there at home not doing anything.
Exactly. So I think you're already starting to go into my next question, which was going to be, who truly benefits from do as I do? Dog owners, dog trainers, people that work on dog kennels, on rescue dogs or stuff like that. What's your opinion on this? Who are the people that most benefits from this type of training method? Or maybe
Of course,
children?
yeah. I think that obviously the dog benefits from it,
Of course, yes.
because it's a nice mental workout, and it's very easy for the dog to learn this way. Okay, so it takes a lot of this guessing that is involved in other training methods, or even the pressure of colors. Here, the dog will be learning from watching you. So first, the dog benefits. Then, obviously, dog trainers benefit. Dog owners benefit as well, because with this method, you can actually are able to train actions that are more complicated, like, for example, opening and closing the refrigerator, opening the cupboards in the kitchen, taking toys into baskets. These kinds of things can be very easy to train with do as I do. But also, I think we have also found out that this do as I do is catching on in the world of, obviously, service dogs, but service dogs also for animal assisted interventions. That my colleague Fumi is actually getting into a lot. She's a professional in this, and she's integrating do as I do in this, and teaching other binomials that are interested in integrating do as I do in intervention, animal assisted intervention.
Fumi Igaki?
Fumi Higaki is my colleague, yes, from Japan.
Yes, I already see her here on the website. So she's doing the do as I do work with service dogs, like you're saying, right?
Yes. So, she actually was the one that actually trained the cats with do as I do, and has done also a lot of social learning in puppies with her own dogs, and also clients now that the restrictions also are of COVID have been lifted. So she is somebody you want to also follow and know about.
For sure.
So for sure, you want to talk to her in all of those themes.
And that's an amazing thing that you're saying, like the use for service dogs, like for CPR and emergency situations, where traditional training methods like shaping is going to be very hard to teach a dog to do a very specific thing, because shaping is not like trying to incentive a dog towards something, but the dog doesn't know what it is. He's going to like try and figure it out, and doing something and trial and error, and we will like reinforce what the like hot and cold game. So it's a very different way of like just saying, I want you to do this, and the dog, okay, I'll do it.
Yes.
than just shaping and trying to figure out when the dog figures out what we really want to do. And I already saw lots of dog trainers, good trainers, using positive reinforcement with shaping, doing what you're saying, like putting the toys in the basket. But I never saw somebody using shaping towards opening a door of the fridge or opening a door of the house. So that's a completely another game, like another ballpark, completely whole other universe. And I think in the assisted therapies dogs, it's going to be a completely revolutionary world. And I have here one of our members, which is Marta. She's teaching her dog to become a medical assist dog. So I think she will benefit a lot with this masterclass. I
Yes.
think she
Yes.
will like it a lot.
Yes. There's obviously behaviors that cannot be taught with do as I do, right? So there is obviously limitations, as I had said earlier, is what we need to know what dogs can do and what dogs cannot do. But that doesn't mean that you cannot try different things. And that's what Dr. Fugazza has always told me. Look, you guys are the dog trainers. You got to try. I just made, I did the science and there it is, and I know it works. So you guys try, and of course I have tried, but it just apart from being such an easy way for the dogs to learn, it's just again it's a wonderful tool to add to your work, because I use it all the time. Also, when I go into a house where I'm gonna use, for example, not talking about specifically on do as I do, but social learning. I don't want to confuse people, and this is why people should go to the master class to actually be able to know what is the difference between social learning and do as I do. But social learning again is from learning from observing, right? So I can actually use, for example, a child at home that I can put them into the crate to show a dog to go into the crate instead of using hot dogs, right? So this is
And
just
it's
a
an
way.
amazing way.
Yes, but look, think about when you were a child. If you had a dog, the dog would do a lot of things you would do. Just remember, that's what I want you to do. Tap into that story,
Memories.
or even now, if you go online, you will find so many videos also where dogs are doing like the owner does. And again, this is
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
also imitation is, let's say, thought of like a something that's not even like interesting for a lot of people, like something like it may be dumb, like I'm just imitating, and it's not. Imitation is a very, very, very powerful tool, and dogs are able to do it through using this protocol. Okay, because with do as I do, dogs learn to imitate, let's say, when you tell him to. Okay.
Amazing, amazing. I think that's the major benefit here from those I do, where you teach the rule and you say, okay, when I do this, you will imitate me. So the dog is doing the normal behavior, and then you give the cue. He will know that he has to watch you and imitate what you are doing now, not the previous time.
Yes, exactly. Then the idea, obviously, the goal of using do as I do is that you use it like any other training method. Okay, so you'll end up, yes, showing the dog what you want, like let's say a new behavior, but then you would put it under verbal command or verbal cue, however you know it. So you're not always going to have to show the dog that what it has to do, right? Um, but like, let's say you want to teach the dog to open up the zipper of a jacket, for as a service dog, you would later show the dog, look, now you do it. The dog knows the action that he has to do, and then with the
We'll
process.
repeat it.
The process will be to teach the dog. Now you do it only on the command.
Perfect, perfect. So I'm very, very, very excited. So I think you already learned here about what we are going to learn during the masterclass. You already explained a little bit about it. But if you would like to summarize it in one sentence, what are we going to truly learn in the masterclass of Do As I Do?
Well, you will learn about the history of Do As I Do, how it became a dog training method or a training method, how it can be applied. You will learn about social learning, and how is the process, obviously, to get you started on the Do As I Do. Okay, on the Do As I Do training method. There is some questions already that can actually open up this question that you just brought up.
Yeah, so we have here Christina. She's asking, how can I train my aggressive dog with this technique?
Yeah, so this, like I said before, this technique has its limits on what you can use it. So the only way that I can tell you from my experience on training it with a dog that actually is my own dog, he was a very nervous dog towards other people. So with Do As I Do, he was able to actually get more comfortable with people because with Do As I Do, you don't touch the dog. He could be over there. So he knows the game of imitating. So in a later phase, I actually had other people, demonstrate an action that he already knew. So he started to get more comfortable with strangers. But there is no data that Do As I Do can help with aggression with dogs.
Or
reactivity. This dog is this training method is more for training actions that are complex actions. This is an advanced training method.
Yeah, so this is for dogs that already have social skills, average social skills with other dogs and other humans, and then we can move up into the complexity of their training, right?
Well, actually, I mean, she can actually train Do As I Do with her aggressive dog at home. There's no limit. All dogs can learn Do As I Do. I have not seen a dog that cannot do it. Actually, that brings me to something that the limitation for a dog to learn with Do As I Do is if he's dead, he cannot learn, and if he's not motivated to do it, right?
Yeah,
If he's
exactly.
no motivation, well, he's not going to train. You're not going to be able to train him with clicker either. So
exactly.
These are the only two things that I have seen. Or obviously a dog that is completely afraid or physically not able to do something, physically, of course. So yeah, no, Do As I Do is not known to to help with aggression, but it can actually, like I said, in my experience, it helped my dog, which was a bit nervous around people, to find a way to actually greet a person in a different way. Actually, I even taught him with Do As I Do, to go to the person and lift his leg as if he was peeing. So this is actually something fun that actually I got him to actually go touch a person. You know what? You understand? He wouldn't actually touch or even approach the person. But since I am approaching the person and doing something he knows how to do, he started to approach people in a different way. So like I said, we are the dog trainers, and we have to push to see where this can take us.
He sees something that he's familiar with, so he's saying, okay, so it should be nice to hang around that person, because if this cool human did that and everything's okay, then I might become closer to him and everything should be okay as well. I think that should be like the basic thinking of the dog when he sees that.
Yeah, exactly. You got that on that. He has confidence and that I am even touching that person. So he's also feeling confident that he can do it. He chooses to do it or not to do it, right? Exactly. So he won't get punished if he does not do it. He's not ready yet.
Of course, yeah. It's about safety. So if he feels safe to do it and he wants to do it, he will do it. Yeah. So that's the main thing. I think Marta has a wonderful question here, where she asks. I think you already tiggled a little bit around it, where you told about doing do as I do with small puppies, and she asks, does this technique works with small puppies, or does the dog need to be more socially and emotionally developed?
Yes, I would recommend that you do as I do, as following the training protocol after 6 months. Depending on the maturity of the dog or the puppy, I recommend it to be a little older, because there's a lot of things that you can do before. Like, for example, with puppies, we do more social learning. And it's a method that also we developed, but it's not hence do as I do. Okay, so we use all the social learning cognitive skills that the dog has with the puppy, and develop that, which is another seminar for sure. It's
another seminar for sure.
I just in answering quickly, I don't recommend it for puppies, because it's a lot of training, and it's good that you asked that more socially and emotionally developed. Yes, I read, and also physically, where the dog can actually control a bit more of its body, right? But again, the dog will be in an environment which is safe with you, which actually even increases the relationship, or betters the relationship with you. Because it's, I don't know, I find it amazing, because they just start watching you. They are always watching you, but now it's just different. You're also watching them, and you're like, whoa, okay, what am I teaching now, right?
It's nice when you do that, when you turn that around. She thanks you very much for your answer, and I think it's the same with humans, right? When you see a small child, probably she's more teachable than an adult, but it's easier to teach an adult because he is more stable and he can stay more time focused into the learning process. Exactly, so yeah. It's like a balance, right? Because when you are a kid, you are easily distracted, you have lots of energy, and maybe you are more teachable, but maybe it's more difficult for you to be there in the present time, focused on the training.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Some people are asking about where they can follow me. You can. I don't know if you want to share it.
Yes. Christina asks you, where can you follow you?
Yeah, I was gonna. In Instagram, it's easier because this is where I'm most active. All other apps, I'm not that active. But Vivir con Perros is my Instagram, but also the Instagram of Do As I Do, which is at Do As I Do Official. I'm sure that you can write it later for.
I'm already writing.
Excellent. And there you could actually see a lot of these videos of working with puppies, young puppies that are that do not have experience with training with food, and are actually doing incredible things already. So if you have not seen any of them, for sure you want to go and check that out. There's a lot of videos, obviously, on Do As I Do.
It's like this, right?
Yeah, that would be Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram is that one. Yes, and also the
Perfect. So you can check it out. Yeah, and you can also go into the official page of Do As I Do. I already have here one person that she thought that this is going to be in English, in Portuguese. Filomena. Marco talks in Spanish. He can say hello a little bit for you, but you can add the subtitles in Portuguese if you want. So if in order to stay international, we are going to keep in English.
Una disculpa, Filomena.
Yes.
Yeah. yeah, unfortunately, we have to choose. A language, right? That's a bit more universal, I would say.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm listening a little bit feedback. I don't know if it's on my end. No, okay, it's already in. So it's going to be an amazing masterclass. It's going to be on October here with Marco Ojeda inside the Dog Summit community. If you are interested in being a part of Dog Summit community in order to be able to assist this amazing masterclass, for now our openings are closed, but then you can check it out on our link, and then you can subscribe our newsletter, you can subscribe into our waiting list, and then when we open the new slots for our academy, we will send you every information with the bonuses and everything that you are obliged to have. So I think this is it, Marco. Any last thoughts?
No, just don't close yourself to knowledge ever. I also keep learning every day, and I love to learn from dogs, as I learn also to learn from other humans. And with Do As I Do will open your horizons into the into how dogs actually see us and see the world, and how they learn from the world. Which again, it's not necessarily only by trial and error.
Exactly. So, Marco, thank you very much for your time. I don't know why the audio is starting to do. I don't think
I don't have
it's from
anything
my
on.
end.
Yeah.
So, Marta, she's already saying here, I can't wait for the masterclass. I'm sure me and George, he's her dog. She has a blue whippet. They are going to learn a lot. So we already have here very excited people. Sandra also, she said she's very eager for the masterclass. I'm very excited. Truly honest, very excited since 2018. So my excitement levels are through the roof. So it's going to be an amazing time to be with Marco, and then of course we will try to see if we can have other types of physical events where we can bring Marco or Claudia and everything, maybe for next year or so for our members. So, Marco, again, thank you very much for your time. I see you soon, and we will continue talking. And if we don't talk anytime soon, we'll see you on the amazing masterclass.
Yes, we will, for sure. Please, everybody, don't miss it. Come over to the Dog Summit Masterclass on Do As I Do, a more natural way of training your dog.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Marco.
Obrigado and obrigada, right?
Perfect. Have you been to Portugal, by the way?
No, I've been to Europe, but not Portugal. I have some students actually from there, so I don't know if they're around, but ¿cómo están?
Let's hope so.
Yes.
Let's hope so. So there's always a first thing. There's always a first into coming to Portugal. So let's see if we can be a part of that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Marco.
Like you said, I think that this is the first part of knowing about Do As I Do, but there is a lot more. Obviously, being there and physically be there with working with the persons and the dogs is something also that it's a different experience, but you cannot miss the masterclass. Just letting you know.
Yeah, we have to start somewhere, and this is the basic stuff, and then we can do more advanced materials when we have the possibility to bring you here, your students here that are here in Portugal, that I think they will love to be a part of it. And of course, we will extend the same invite to Claudia and everybody else that are a member of Do As I Do team. So thank you very much for your time, Marco. You are a lovely person. You are so connected with our project. Dog Summit loves you, and we are eager to continue working with you and Claudia Fugazza and Do As I Do team. So thank you in everybody's name of Dog Summit community. A big hug, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much again. Take care. Ciao.
Bye, Marco.
Bye.
E tá feito. Maltinha, espero que vocês tenham gostado deste momento aqui com o Marco Ojeda, que foi extremamente especial aqui para nós, aqui na Dog Summit. Já era algo que nós estávamos... estava na bucket list já há muito tempo, já estava na wish list, estava ali na lista dos desejos. Desde 2018, como vos falamos, termos a oportunidade de abordarmos este tema, que eu acho que é um tema espetacular, uma metodologia de treino completamente diferenciadora. Eu digo sempre, nós não sabemos aquilo que ainda não sabemos, existe tanto para aprender. E aquelas pessoas que acham que só porque aprendemos metodologia positiva já aprendemos tudo, há muito mais ainda, malta, há muita coisa aí que nós ainda nem sequer sabemos que existe. Então nós temos que estar sempre abertos a coisas novas, com o coração aberto, porque há profissionais espalhados pelo mundo com conhecimentos imensos, ok? Prontinhos para partilhar com todas as pessoas que queiram aprender a relacionar-se cada vez melhor com o seu cão e queiram aprender a ter uma melhor base, ok? De uma forma mais natural de aprender e de ensinar os nossos animais. Portanto, espero que toda a gente tenha gostado da mesma forma como eu gostei. O Marco é uma pessoa excepcional, super conectada connosco, super alinhada, e acho que está muito bem aqui encaixado aqui no tema que é a Dog Summit. E portanto, vamos nos despedir. Espero que tenham gostado imenso, tal como nós gostamos. E se não nos virmos dentro da nossa academia com as nossas maravilhosas atividades, quarta-feira estamos aqui com mais uma aula gratuita aqui para vocês. Tudo bem, maltinha? Já sabem, se gostaram deste conteúdo, se gostam daquilo que nós trazemos, se vocês gostam dos convidados que nós trazemos, ajudem o nosso canal a crescer, portanto subscrevam o canal para não perderem as novidades, mandem o likezinho no nosso vídeo, que é para nós conseguirmos fazer chegar este conteúdo a mais pessoas e conseguir melhorar a vida de mais cães no processo.